Welcome.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Welcome. Today we're talking with Dr. Anita Swanson with Austin, Texas, excuse me, University of Austin, Texas. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Yes, so I am with the Texas Technology Access Program that is housed at the University of Texas at Austin, and I'm going to tell you about what we do so that either you or someone you know can access our free services. We serve every person within the state of Texas that needs what we have to offer. And so I'm going to just go through this for you. What our goal is to promote independence for Texans who have disabilities. So we work with a lot of people who are older adults or anyone with a disability or their caregivers to help them become as independent as possible. So you can see in this picture, this individual is utilizing a lot of assistive technology for mobility and for communication. Those were the most noticeable aspects that you can see. And so there's a lot of ways that people can be more independent and have greater life quality with the simple addition of some technology. So our mission is to increase access to that technology that people can use to help them to have more control over their environments and to live as independently as possible. And so what we do is we don't sell anything or like that. We simply provide ways for people to learn about assistive technology and figure out what they might need to help their life be better. So we have different ways of doing that. We have demonstrations, and that we have 16 demonstration centers in the state of Texas, and we are adding more as we speak. And these are places where a person could go and try out technology themselves. So it could be an individual that has a disability and needs a technology, but it could also be a teacher or an employer or anyone that's seeking to help somebody else. So you can try out the different technology available, and we have people at each site that can explain things to you and suggest, like maybe this one would be better for you or whatever. So that's really nice. And then we also have a device loan program where an individual can check out equipment for 35 days and all of it is free. So you can do this either by calling us or by accessing our website. And the really cool thing about this is that you can try different devices to see which ones work for you in your home or your employment situation or your schooling, whatever it is that you're doing. And you can have more than one device at a time. So you can actually be really trying several out and seeing which one's going to be the best. So the purpose of our system in general is to help people become familiar with and determine what kind of technology they can use that will help them. And then we help them find out where to purchase it, how to do that, those steps, but we don't actually sell anything to individuals. So our device loan library, we ship it to you for free. You can keep it for about a month, and then we ship it back to our center where we, of course, disinfect and all of that stuff. So the next person can use it. And our demonstration sites right now, because of COVID, most of them are either virtual only, or you have to set an appointment to be one-on-one with somebody and follow COVID protocol. But we can still do those. It just looks a little bit different than it has in the past. We also have some recycle programs. And so this is great for people who have equipment that they no longer need and want some place to, pass it on to someone else. They, of course, disinfect everything when it comes in and fix it up if it needs some fixing. And then it's also a great place where people can buy some technology at reduced prices. So that's helpful too. And we help people find financing for assistive technology. We know that not all technology is cheap. In fact, most of it is not cheap. And so we can connect people to resources that they can use to help fund their technology. And then we recently got a new grant that actually allows us to give a loan to some folks with really, I think, no interest actually, but so that's an option. But there are lots of resources out there that will fund assistive technology, but most people just don't know about them. So it's just a matter of us discussing that and then finding some things that could work for you. And then, of course, we're always telling people about assistive technology and helping them get connected. So I want to show you a few things. So I already mentioned the demonstration sites. So I want to show you, this is where all the demonstration sites are currently. And we are hoping to add more throughout the state this year and in the coming years. So you can see if some of your loved ones live near one of these sites, or if you do, that's where you can set up an appointment to go and try out technology on your own or with someone else. And I talked, oh, sorry. So if you can, as I said, you can access our loans directly from our website, but if you prefer to call somebody, like you don't really know exactly what you might need, you can call Anna. And also, Anna also speaks Spanish, so if that's an avenue that would be good for you, feel free to give her a call. So, because our website is in English, so that might be helpful. And then I want to show you some examples. There is just a billion things of assistive technology out there, but here's some things just to get you thinking about some different ways that could help someone that you know or yourself. So one of our big areas is communication technology. And this is really useful for people with autism, people with developmental disabilities, people who've had a stroke. I mean, just lots of folks who are not able to communicate verbally to get all of their needs met. So you can see on this slide, we have some tablets that have communication software on them. And then we also have in the middle and on the upper right, we have communication specific devices. So that means that's the only thing that they do. So you can see that these have like little pictures, and you push the picture and you can form sentences or whatever. And then the device itself will generate speech so that you can then like talk to somebody by it. And then I really personally love iPads and tablets because a lot of people already have those, and or they're more popular in general. So then I feel like it's less stigmatizing. It's not like you have this device that looks awkward, or different, not awkward, but different. And I know a lot of my older adults like this because, like, I say that they had been a person who was able to communicate well, and then they had a stroke and now they can't do it. And so they're kind of embarrassed by it. So having this option, it makes it less embarrassing because everyone knows what an iPad is or a tablet. So other types of, most of the time we have a communication software that's like the ones you see at the top where you can like figure out what you're going to say, or you could type or something like that. But there's also some folks who benefit from a visual display. And some of show that just at the bottom left there, you see a picture of like a supermarket. So there's different ways that people communicate. And if you're working with kids or you have a child, that it would probably be best for them to see a speech language pathologist because they can figure out which is the best way to communicate. And then we can help them figure out what system is good for them. So just lots of things available. Another thing that is a big category for us is vision technology. There are lots of options for vision. And this, we know as we age, a lot of people, vision gets worse. But there's also people with specific vision impairments as well. So on the left, we have a picture of a handheld magnifier. And this can make it as big as you need in order to be able to read it or see whatever it is. And the other cool thing about this I like is, like, say you're going to the supermarket and you can't see what's on the top shelf. So you can like lift this up to the top shelf and then you'll be able to, see what's up there. So that's handy. Maybe even, people that are shorter might benefit from this. But, and then on the right-hand side, we have a desktop magnifier. So if you're older like me, you may have seen these things growing up in school, where it's kind of like a projector, but what it does is it magnifies whatever you put on that little stand, like a book or a magazine or newspaper or something, and then it can put it onto a computer screen or your TV or whatever it's hooked up to make it as big as you need in order to read what's happening. So if you are reading a lot of documents, this would probably be a good way for you to do that. And then at the bottom right, we have a Victor Stream Reader, which is a way that files can be read to you. So instead of having to read things with your eyes, you can listen to them, kind of like books on tape, but it works with a lot of different file types. So these are just a few examples of vision. There's lots of things also for color blindness. So if you have that or know someone, there's this cool thing called a color Reno. It's pretty small, and you just point it at something and it tells you what color it is. Like, it doesn't, and it even gives you like shades of the color, like dark red or whatever. So that can be helpful too. Another large area of technology is for hearing. And we have examples here of an alarm clock on the left, where you can put part of it under that little egg-like looking thing. You can stick that under your bed and it will shake you awake. So you have no excuse to miss your Zoom meeting because you couldn't hear your alarm going off. And then on the right, there's a similar thing to that too, just in the digital form, where you can program different sounds if you can hear certain tones better than others. And you can have the bed shaker option as well. Then in the middle, we have some things where, say you're talking to someone in a crowd or even in a meeting, and the person could wear like a lanyard around their neck that has a microphone, and then it can go directly to you, some earbuds, so that you can hear what they're saying, because it can be hard to like filter out all that extra sound going on. So there's lots of different options for amplifying. You also have, you can see the iPhone kind of cradles on a, I think that's holding it up. So there's lots of ways that you can help hear people who are speaking to you on the phone. There's apps for that where you're in, but there's also where like somebody can be speaking to you and the phone will spell out what it is. So kind of like speech to text, but like during a phone call. So if you can't hear what they're saying, you can read what they're saying as they go along. So that's some of the items for hearing. Switches are a big category for us. And if you don't know what a switch is, it simply makes another thing work. You can also use it for communication. So you can like record in phrases and use that, hit the button, and then it will speak out for you. But a lot of folks also use it to operate computers. You can see one here is attached to an iPhone. So you hit the switch and that will navigate through the computer, through the iPhone screen or the computer screen. So if you're not able to physically touch your phone to get what app you want, you can use this switch to get to the app to do that. And so it's just really amazing. I think the different ways that we can access things. Some of these switches just operate by proximity. So the one that looks like kind of like a candy corn, it's orange triangle, that works on like just being close to it. So if somebody doesn't have a lot of range of motion or can't move their limbs as well, they can still access things by shifting their body weight or getting closer to something to turn it on. So here's a great area where we can help someone become more independent, because if I wasn't exposed to this technology, I would have no idea that it exists, but I have been exposed to it, and now I can help people, like, oh, you actually could do that by yourself, and have more independence simply with learning how to use a switch. Other things available just for school or work, these are really cool. So you can see we have an exam reader pen where like a lot of folks might need to have in a separate room to take tests. You can do that just by having this pen. You wouldn't have to leave the room because it can like help read it to you. Of course, you have to have earbuds so not everybody else can hear around you, but a dictionary pen can help people who either English is not their first language and it can tell them what the word is that way. Or if you don't know the meaning of the word, you just go over it with this pen and it tells you what it is. So that's cool. And then on the left, we have an Echo Smart Pen. And this is really neat. I think you can take notes. It takes auditory notes. So all you have to do is touch the pen to the paper. See, there's special paper in a notebook, and it will record auditorily what is happening during that time. So if you're a person who might struggle either in meetings or in school, really taking in and processing everything that's happening at that moment, and you can't like get all your notes down that you need to remember, you can use this. You can write notes if you want to, but the main thing is that it's recording. When you go back to whatever dot you made on that paper, the pen will tell you what happened. It will be a recording of what happened at that moment. So you can review what happened during that time. So pretty helpful. And then just different ways to access your computer. There are so many different things for keyboards. The one that's a little bit unusual here is the one on the left. It looks like a glove. So you can use this glove like a computer keyboard. That kind of blows your mind, huh? There's also things where you can like use a ball. So say you aren't able to move your fingers as well, but you can use like a ball and then you can type that way. It's really incredible. So the point is, if you have a need or someone has a need, we can figure out how to make that happen for them in most cases. And let me see. Oh, here's some other. Here's like a ball I was telling you, or different types of mice, and different keyboards. If you have different hand or wrist issues, that can be helpful for you. And then this is speech to text, text to speech, screen readers. So if you're not able to read what's on your screen, it can be read to you. And like, we have some of these things already built into our computers and phones, but when you have a program that's made specifically for that, obviously it's a little bit better, than what's already available. And these are recycle programs. I talked about those already. Computers, if you need a computer, really necessary, especially, sorry, I hope you're not getting seasick, necessary for people right now. We can get computers for $150 through this DoubleClick computer project. And if you can't afford it, I mean, they're refurbished, but if you can't afford $150, then you can make a no interest loan. So you can pay it off as you can. Really nice service. So I'm going to answer a few questions if you have any questions. And yeah, so if you know anyone who could use assistive technology, and basically the answer to that is, do you see someone who's not functioning as independently as they might be able to, then contact us, because we might be able to help them find something that could work for them. We are located at the UT and other places throughout the state, and definitely open to doing things virtually as well, since we're all actually working from home right now. But so check out our website, give us a call, send us an email. We'd be happy to help you.
Anita, quick question. Do you take donations of computers, like laptops?
We will show you who you can send it to. Yeah,
Okay.
We don't personally do that, but we do have some partners that we give. Yeah.
Well, my dad passed away and he had a brand new laptop. He had broken the screen. The screen needs to be replaced, but it's so anyway, and we don't have a use for it. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, just send me an email. That'd be awesome. I'm sorry to hear about your dad, but what an awesome.
It's been 2 years. It may be, too old to use. I don't know.
Oh, we can use it. I mean, there's so many people that need computers right now, so that would be great. Well, thank you so much. We're here for you or anyone that could use our services.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Take care.